Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Normandie series here on the Lord Master channel. The history of this dynasty continues as I am King George of England and Greater Normandy, English Catholic. But now we face a new challenge for the young king. He is not starting off very well for his reign as far as, opinion is concerned. While he is popular amongst the common people, which he aims to prove more of that for the commoners, for he is the man of the people. He is ambitious and brave, but also patient. But there is one problem. He's been excommunicated by the Pope. And this is a crime in the eyes of the Catholic world. Which means there's a possibility that excommunication wars against him could take place if he's not careful. And the only way to get back in the Pope's good graces is to make a declaration for repentance, in which I have the modified race in excommunication, but he will not accept. So we either hope for the Pope to improve his disposition toward us, or especially that I've been exploiting the clergy. I think that may have been a catalyst for excommunication. My mother got away with it. This time I didn't. So who knows if we'll have a more amenable Pope. Unless I want to change the law. Like, are there any laws that relates to that? And also I have a lot of vassals that do not like me right now. Yeah, absolute crown authority is the issue here. I could go for a manor circuit, but that costs money. It'll lower your taxes, and vassals will look at you a bit more highly for that. So I thought about shifting the diplomatic stance back. You think it was going to be England first? No, that we don't know. And also that clergy opinion of the power testimonies don't seem to be that popular, but it's good for the minorities. I think we could go for moral decency. Mercenary hire costs will be a little more expensive, but I barely use mercenaries. But ups the general opinion and a bit of plague resistance, so I think that would be a good idea. For starters, just to get the general opinion up. But also that male rulers thing. Thought about saying it back to limited rights. Because that might be an issue, as ever since grandmother was ruling it, female rulers were looked highly upon, but not so much now. So perhaps we'll pull it back on that. Again, giving royal favor to the peasants, trying to get the popular opinion up. Also, concurrently, we've started the colonization of Greenland, a new struggle, which is the reason why we decided to give this series an extension. We've already talked about in the end of the previous episode, we're under the settlement phase and its effects. But there's one thing I have not spoke about, is regarding Greenland's So, again, Greenland is a large island in North Atlantic. It is the main focus of the colonization of Greenland, a struggle that affects the Nordic Seas region. Though it is a distant and peripheral frontier region, Greenland is an important part of the North Atlantic economy due to its export of various luxuries such as narwhal tusks, polar bear furs, and especially walrus ivory. Yeah, we've mentioned about resilience and networks, these two mechanics. So, this is Greenland's resilience. Resilience is a global value that represents the ability of Greenland settlements to adapt to any changes that might affect their survival and growth. It is one of the two global values tied to Greenland, alongside with networks. More on that in a moment. Those involved in the colonization of Greenland, high resilience has positive effects on a number of mechanics and decisions. In particular, the higher the resilience is, the more gold and piety you can get annually from the Greenland estate. In addition, resilience and networks must be at a high level in order to attain a good ending for the colonization of Greenland. Resilience naturally increases or decreases at a somewhat random rate every year, depending on the struggle phase and the colonization of Greenland is currently in. It can also be influenced by various decisions, most importantly by supporting Greenland. The maximum amount of resilience can reach 1,000. Once resilience goes below 100, then there's a small chance that the Greenland settlements will naturally fail. Now, networks. Networks is a global value that represents the connections that Greenland settlements have with the other regions and groups, including both Europeans and the native peoples from the Americas. These can include political, economic, and cultural ties. It's one of the two global values tied to Greenland alongside resilience. Those involved with the colonization of Greenland, higher networks have positive effects on a number of mechanics and decisions. In particular, the higher networks is, the more gold and prestige you can get annually from the Greenland estate. Yeah, we kind of get the idea here. If the networks are low enough in the subsistence and marginalization phase, some decisions will be costlier or even unavailable. So there's 4 ways the struggle can. 3 are through ending decisions, 2 good endings, which are regional integration and native sovereignty. 1 bad ending is switched to abandon Greenland. Additionally, there's a 4th ending where the colony just naturally just fails. It happens gradually if the resilience and networks are low and historical events are triggered in the late game. We started the exploration of Greenland relatively late, so this could be a challenge later on during the High Medieval or into the late Medieval. And we do have enough money to explore the seas west of Greenland. So, sailors blowing off course while traveling in the North Atlantic are reported sightings of lands west of Greenland, full of trees and hills. Should I take the risk of funding a great expedition to discover the truth behind these purported claims to see what lies beyond Greenland? If successful, you will earn prestige and Greenland's networks will also increase significantly. New lands will be discovered that unlock further decisions and opportunities for anyone involved in the colonization of Greenland. During the next 3 months, you will gather people and supplies to prepare. You can ask Courtiers to lead this great expedition or hire a randomly spawned leader instead for 50 gold. You cannot have an ongoing normal expedition. Only one great expedition can be active globally at a time. The costs for this decision are reduced for rulers whose cultures are of North Germanic or Godelic cult heritage, and if the decision of convene license for all things are taken. And I am none of these. We're English. We're West Germanic. We've already read the historical context in the previous episode. We do have all the requirements, and I'm willing to spend all that money on that. We'll make history again. Let me take a drink. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, or in this case, one decision. I decided to sponsor a great expedition to the Western Seas to see whether there is any truth to the stories that there are even more lands out there beyond Greenland. First thing I need to do is select someone capable and adventurous to lead this expedition. Some of my courtiers have expressed interest in leading this expedition. I certainly appreciate their desire for adventure. Additionally, a local by the name of Alpha, as part of my plans, has offered services to me. I have on good word he has some experience traveling across many lands, so he could be an officer of the expedition's leader too. Alright, let's examine everybody. 16 years old. In front of my cousin. What you offer? Hilla, you'll do. Ashkenazi, Rabbinic, rising middle class, theologian, reckless, pilgrim, administrator, courtier. He's the right man for the task. Following the discovery of Greenland by Michelin, there is now talk of the lands that lie even further west. Based on reports of sailors blown off course. However, Greenland is already a great distance from the rest of the world, so few would want to take risks that travel that far across the sea until now. News is traveling across the Northern Seas about an expedition sponsored by King George to explore the Western Seas if there's any lands beyond even Greenland. The expedition will be led by a certain adventurer by the name of Hilla. What most people are doubting is whether anything can be found. But whether such lands, if they exist, will be worth settling. Of course, there's only one way to find out. Is history about to be made again? Will you do it? Yes, I can, my king. Well, concurrently, be aware. If these guys want to send an ultimatum to lower my crown authority, I might be willing. But I think the ambitious and the braveness in me would say, no, I will not give up and fight in a potentially big civil war. But for now, build your war chest in case of hostilities, potentially. Mr. on this voyage paved the way for others to partake in the colonization of the land he named Greenland. Those who settled in these distant, cold shores will surely reap great profit and influence if they control to export luxury goods like walrus ivory. Will House de Normandie be destined to sail to Greenland as well? And are even more lands beyond waiting to be discovered? We are involved. I mean, I've already read some of that to you, so we'll just say, legendary seas and lands of the North Atlantic call to us. I think we got the idea. Scheming against me? Duke, you are going to jail. How dare you? If I had my druthers, I would retract that vassal off of you. Though it's considered tyranny to do so. Well, that's one less faction member to worry about. King Fulton's pox. Major smallpox outbreak. Well, summon the physician. My precious Brythonic notes are scattered all over my study. The ink soaked to a raven still flapping things all over. How did it get in here? Who covered it in ink? A letter for you, my king. I turned around and snatched a message out of his hand. A real shame of what happened to your notes. But look on the bright side. Your writing is already similar to Crossers. Regards, Ironman Red. I'm not that intrigued, Chelsea. My notes! No! So much work. Gone! God damn it! A dim, flickering light of fermented firmly illuminates the scene as the physician lays out planning deck. Those afflicted by King Photon's pox are riddled by scars and rashes like I've never seen before. This plague risks destabilizing the entire realm. Our people and crops will be decimated if we do not take radical action. Ultimately, the exact strategy for preventing the spread of the plague is one take soft approach. It's not going to get far. Not to London, no way. Seeing the moderate approach proving successful to slow the spread of disease symptoms among the commoners, though the impact's quite minimal, it should at least grant more time to work on a more permanent solution. Wonderful. Keep it up. My goodness, development's gonna reach the 40s soon. Another reason why you gotta save up some money. Today's the day. The great expedition I sponsor is about to set sail for the western lands to see if there are more lands beyond Greenland. Hila, my chosen leader for this expedition, says he is confident in the crew, reassuring me he'll do his utmost to make note of any new lands he discovers, particularly if we might be able to settle such lands in the future. We eagerly await your return. See you in a year's time or longer. $125. Research detected an attempt to by someone that can only be part of my council, smear among my councils. Guess the vessels mind are supposed to be influenced. This bad word can only be spoken out of contempt about my person, which without proof points perhaps to Gilles of Anjou. Must be on my guard for possible future attempts to defame me again. Perhaps while we reshuffle the council position to accommodate someone of a better opinion of myself as known. To contain the damage done. Damn, you really want him out. No fancy dreams here. Damn pirates. Each passing year you will get Greenland status report. We just got 13 gold, 4 prestige, 64 piety. So we got some gain. As far as I'm concerned. Yeah, you're a ruler. You can exile people to the west. Hold on, never forgive that. Well, he's already a dying man, so just leave him be. Coronation in Pamplona. That's where the disease is. Are you nuts? Coronation ceremony while disease rages? That's ill-advised. Very ill-advised. The Duke of Anjou, the important steward, presented me today a proposal to implement a special tax to be paid by my subjects in the domain. This will bring a very sizable amount of gold to my coffers in some months. This, however, this tax, being far from reasonable, one can expect resistance to the collectors in my counties. With the assurance I can even demand to collect more than my steward had originally planned, let's make a decision on how to proceed. Implement the original plan. Shortly after I break fast for days, servant hands me a small crate. This was delivered this morning on the behalf of Lady Countess Mabel of Antis. Log this note. Intrigue. I unfold the parchment. In the light of your well-known fondness for travel, I surmise this that may prove worthy of your attention as it functions as a portable sundial. Note reads. Indeed, neatly packaged shawl, the crate contains a boxwood column, curved lines edged onto its length, each representing sunlight hours. One end is an engraved cap, which upon removal reveals a hollowed interior. It contains a narrow metal strip that serves as the gnomon, a shadow casting piece. What a clever contraption. Send her a warm thank you note. I'm reminded regarding vassals. You're English, right? Promote culture. That should be your priority. Promote culture. We gotta spread the English culture. Spread the English. What you doing over there? It's English up there. Nottinghamshire. Mercy. Spread the English culture. Orthodox. What the hell? Yes, I do have a little bit of tyranny in me, but... Support Greenland, it'll cost you 50. Need a little more. Seems my studies of Brythonic language reach the ears of the Duke of Brittany. His native speakers offering to help me in my studies. I ask no more than a token reward for my efforts, King, says inviting his stance. If you help, this gold will be yours. That's how you're so selfish offering for free. You cajole not helping me. Okay, good. Impeccable liege. Accept your generous gift. Giving me an artifact. Wild Roe Hind. Well, thanks. My fortune grew significantly, my subjects paying for it. Oh no, I have more gold to spend as I see fit. A good income source. Yes! I guess it was worth it. Earldom of Kent. Good for the realm. King of Frisia. Lace work of my acquaintance, Duke Nunya, has come on a range course of space deals of memory and what we leave behind. He publicly dedicated it to me. A lament for the king. What man does not hope to rest when tired? In glorious memory, with hearts desired, 'tis rare enough for men to admit that their deeds are those left after split. So far I kept my thoughts to myself. The buzz has grown too dramatic to ignore much longer. Well, I can see it's truly heartfelt. Disliked me again. Best of my knowledge. I'll try, so I think you've already swayed him enough. Wants to write about intrigue. Well, put that up there. Duchess of Cornwall. Throw her in jail as well. Can discharge the regency until the peace is ended. Lately, I often felt if my life was just part some of the bard's pathetic tale, and I'm just a character in it. It feels like I'm not always the master of my own destiny. And whatever joys or sorrows I've experienced, I feel like just one of those old tales or legends. Who would care about my life anyways? This is the meaning of life. Escaped. Smuggling, proliferation, lost gold. Damn it. It appears that they're mostly calmed down now, and there are ordinary adventurers and travelers who are often forgotten after their deaths, and there are those whose glory and fame will live on to future legends for centuries and centuries to come. So there is no doubt that Hela is one such legendary explorer. Hela has returned to my territories with news about the seas and lands he explored in his great expedition to explore the seas west of Greenland. According to Hela, there are 3 more lands to the west. He named them Hilluland, Markland, and Vinland. Vinland is the most fertile of these 3 lands, and is also the most remote. There will be plenty of time in the future to further explore these lands. Who knows what else we might discover. What brave and inspiring explorers yet did it! 300 prestige for me. The brave adventurer Hilla and his crew have returned from their expedition to explore the western seas, confirming rumors about the lands to the west of Greenland. According to reports, they discovered 3 new lands. The first land they passed through, which they named Hilla Land, is dominated by flat stones. The second land, which they named Markland, is full of mighty forests and white sandy beaches. The third land, which they named Vinland, is filled with grapes and fertile meadows, which could be settled one day, if it wasn't so far from Europe and lacking other valuable resources. Perhaps some overly ambitious fool will attempt, and likely fail, to permanently settle in this Vinland. But more sensible leaders might see value in exploring these lands, particularly Hilliland and Markland, to find local allies or goods to trade. Who knows what will happen next in the world of the North Atlantic. A remarkable feat by Hilla and his crew. So, decisions and mechanics related to Hilliland, Markland, and Vinland have been unlocked to rulers who are involved in the colonization of Greenland. Because Vinland was discovered during the settlement phase, or after a successful conclusion to the colonization of Greenland, Vinland's viability starts off at 20. What is viability? Vinland's viability is a global value that represents how appealing settling in Vinland is for those involved in the colonization of Greenland. Despite its fame and pop history, the Norse did not stay in Vinland for a long term because it was too distant and would have been a waste of resources better spent on the more profitable Greenland. Thus, it will be a challenge to raise its viability. The main way to raise its viability while the colonization of Greenland is active is through 2 decisions. Either by sending expeditions to Vinland, or if your dynasty has an outpost, by supporting Vinland. If the colonization of Greenland has been resolved with a good ending, then the viability will increase by random, small amounts, each year until it reaches 50, if it isn't above that yet. We should put our money into supporting Greenland first before anything else, because if you want to establish a permanent colony, and only one dynasty can do it, which you gotta get divided up to 80. And also has been resolved with either regional integration or native sovereignty decisions. Austrias does not have outpost. Attempt to build outposts in Vinland. So to many, settling Vinland is not a particularly promising prospect. Given it's far away and lacking profitable resources, regardless, it will take a lot of effort to establish a permanent presence in Vinland. Maybe I can find settlers up to the challenge. Based on the current struggle phase of the colonization of Greenland, as well as the viability, you have an estimated 10% chance of succeeding. If the settlers you send to Vinland succeed, your dynasty will receive the Vinland Outpost modifier. There will be a slight increase or decrease in annual bonuses for Greenland and state depending on the struggle phase. You have access to support to Vinland, and expeditions to Vinland will cost less. If successful, its viability will increase, but Greenland's resilience and networks will decrease. If its attempt fails, all 3 of these values will decrease. Vinland's resilience networks will decrease every year for each Vinland outpost that is active. So this colonization of Greenland has not been resolved with a good ending. So even if you succeed in establishing a permanent outpost, there is a chance that it will fail every year based on its viability. So you can take that, but it's better off not to and just instead send expeditions to the west. So, west of Greenland are the lands that potentially could have resources, allies, and other treasures. Wish to recruit some brave adventurers to explore these regions. Though funding an expedition will be expensive and risky. So, the results of the exercise can range from getting or losing gold to character modifiers and more, depending on the leader. This destination and your choices during the episodes of the expedition. Expeditions can be costlier depending on Greenland's resilience and networks, particularly in the subsistence phase. During the next 3 months, you'll gather your people and supplies, prepare and can ask Courtiers. Yeah, we know that part. So let's throw some money to Greenland and send another expedition out. It is imperative that far-sighted rulers provide support to the remote Greenland settlements, not only increase their influence over the region, but also to help those who live there to ensure that Greenland continues to export a steady stream of valuable luxury goods like walrus ivory to European markets. Most forms of support grant you boons like prestige, piety, or beneficial modifiers, but more crucially, they may improve Greenland's resilience and networks. There's a small chance your support might not make it. Greenland and reduce its resilience, especially if these values are low to begin with. Sending support is costlier if Greenland's networks are low, and if the colonization of Greenland is currently subsistence or marginalization phase. Choose how to support it. I mean, it's low right now. Earn additional gold annually. One improves one another, but I want you to construct shellings. Huts to shelter animals and store crops and goods. Or goods. Earn additional gold annually from the estates if successful. Increases the chances of success from expeditions. Yeah, you want to get that set up before you send it out there. Let's help it. Greenland settlements are remote and small, and sometimes depends on those of us back in Europe to assist them in their operations. Even if the colony is thriving, it doesn't hurt for us to help, especially since Greenland's ivory is an important and valuable commodity traded along the various Atlantic maritime trade routes. I have thus sent ships with supplies and skilled laborers with the intention of constructing a large number of shellings in the Greenland. No matter where they're built in the North Atlantic, these humble but important structures house livestock or even people, as well as store crops and other materials. Essential, in other words, for everyday life. Many ships journey safely to Greenland. If it all goes well, it'll take up to a few weeks to arrive at their destination. Big jump towards the integration. The new Pope, he's more pleasable. Make a declaration of repentance. No longer be excommunicated. He'll accept. Hey, he's Anglo-Saxon. We speak the same language. Just notice that. And also he's blind. Zealous chaplain he was. I repent. I'll be a good Christian man. Greetings, King George. I see you have truly repented for your sins and have gone through great lengths to redeem yourself. To your transgressions against the Catholic faith were grievous indeed. Your recent actions make me believe you deserve another chance. In light of this, I hereby lift your excommunication and welcome you back to the Catholic faith. Yes, we've been exploited in clergy. So, I'm sorry. The man who was formerly known as Elfwald. I'm glad I never saw the wisdom in his action. It'll be worth it. Good news from Greenland. I received word that with the arrival of my ships carrying the laborers and supplies in Greenland, work has begun on the construction of several shellings in the Greenland settlements. Once complete, local farmers and herders will find them most useful in their daily work. Excellent. Oh yeah, big jump. 75 prestige, 75 piety. Funded construction of shellings in the next 10 years. So you earn more gold annually for the next 10 years, and chance of success from expeditions are increased. which we'll send it out in a couple of months. We just need to raise money for this. $5 gold, no prestige, 40 piety. Trade surplus, more monthly income. Excellent. $750 more days till we have assured peace, and then we'll have the domain limit up. Ill. I'm in a prime of my life. If I get pneumonia, I shouldn't worry. Going away now. Yep. All better. Someone's trying to steal from me. At the end of the field exercise, it had seemed a brilliant idea. To practice regrouping an army in disarray, I split my troops and ordered every officer to independently make their way to London. Of course, by the third day of waiting, with only half of my army in place, I'm seeing the flaws of the plan. Duke Ornatell suggests that I ride over the contingent of knights to find the missing troops, while the rest of the army returns home. This will be an exciting search. The search might last a while. By the way, he endorses me. That's another reason for the great monthly income we got here. Rival counselors is never good. Maybe a good spar will set them up. Hey, your price is 16, mine's 29. Oh, he's gonna be hard to please. You want some of this too? To frost. I'll consider. As I'm passing through a small village, I noticed that through clad in simple cloth, town's guards are all carrying weapons with my mark on them. Walking me in the money straight towards Robert. Or Robert. Oui, Robert. That's how we say it in England. A self-proclaimed divine guardian of the town. My soldiers laid down their armor to help this preacher serve God. You ever dare flee this place, zealot? Seems dangerous to punish the man, but sending him to exile will solve my problem for now. The search continues. When my outriders brought news of the little encampment, I did not expect to find the soldiers still practicing the battle formations. It seems that my vassal Duke Osmond took it upon himself to continue the field exercise while waiting for word from the main army. His troops line up neatly as I ride up to meet him. What is this shoddy stance? There's no way to hold the sword? No wonder why they got lost. These troops need discipline. Gunlog. Man who was my wife. Or the man who was the wife of my grandmother. Excuse me. Misspoke. The last of my troops made it back to London. An order's been restored. Though this was hardly a display of military brilliance, I've gained a new perspective on my army and the individual soldiers of which is composed. It's valuable exercise after all. engineered for destruction. Siege weapons will now be much more effective. And if we have money and time, we can replace these with these. This would be an improvement. But instead, and I saw number 1 there, but oh, it's that notification, excuse me. I better get that fame back up. I should consider doing a grand tour, a majesty tour. So that way I can get this before anybody else does. But for now, send an expedition to the west. For historical context, the Norse presence in Vinland was nothing more than a short-lived pit stop rather than a true colony. There is evidence of continued Norse trips to Markland and possibly Hildeland. Markland served as a source of timber for Greenland as late as the 14th century, while there is disputed theory that the Norse traded regularly with the native peoples of Hildeland for centuries. Where to? Viability only changes very little. This needs resilience to Markland. Cost does increase each time. Faraway Markland is famed for its timber. Markland was the Norse name for a region west of Greenland and south of Hildeland, which likely corresponds to the modern-day Labrador in Canada. It can be interacted with one who is involved in Colonization of Greenland takes decisions to explore the seas west of Greenland. The main way to interact with Markland is through expeditions. The advantage of sending expeditions opposed to Hildeland or Vinland is that we are more likely to trigger expedition episodes that increase Greenland's resilience in Markland. Historically, Markland was noted for its many forests, and Greenlanders may have voyaged there as late as the 14th century to harvest timber. Prepare for the journey. There are lands that lie beyond Greenland, like Markland. By sponsoring an expedition there, we can locate useful resources, locals to trade with, and more, if we succeed. As I begin to organize this expedition, I carefully consider the question of who to lead it. This person needs to be courageous, intelligent, and able. Their leadership could make the difference between the expedition's success or failure. Some people in my court have expressed interest in becoming the expedition's leader. Shall I grant them this honor, or shall I give this some more thought? It has to be evenly skilled. But there's you. So, for the next 3 months, you will have the access to interact to request one of your courtiers to lead the expedition. Courtiers who express initial interest in this role could still be given an offer if they automatically accept. If you do not choose anyone or no one accepts your request after 3 months are up, a randomly generated character will be selected as leader. I don't know, because that trait kind of goes against them. I'll have to think about it. Look for someone who is even skilled, all of it. There's you, but you're craven with calm, and you're a scholar. Wheezing, one eye. You could send it to Greenland as a way of get rid of the character. But you can't do that. It's because that's due to opinion and line of succession. What line of succession? And also it'll give you increased amount of networks or resilience. The resilience, western, eastern, so no. Okay. Hey, sister. You might accept. How'd you like to go to the faraway lands? To Markland, huh? Look at you. You're ambitious, you're compassionate, you're stubborn. You're a jack of all trades. Mr. Courtier. I think you've got what it takes. Though you're an incompetent regent. Unfortunately, I cannot accept your offer to appoint me as leader of the current expedition in Western Seas. I appreciate your trust in my abilities. I have duties here to prevent me from going on adventures like that. I'm sure you understand. How disappointing. There's still time. You're not going because you don't like me well enough and you're craven. He's not into it because he's ill. I could recruit her. This Dutch one. Hey, but you will not accept. And paying extra will not convince her. Largely due to opinion matters, right? Yeah, due to opinion. Opinion. Will accept because he is a veteran explorer. I fear it's going to be you. Unless I want Jolinda. What's your prowess? 6. I mean, if you had an eye, then maybe you would have a chance. Look, I might consider. Bring her in along. Here, come on in. Companion slave. No, she won't go. Boldness, energy. So that's another option. Send them to Greenland if you want to get rid of characters that have no reason to be here anymore. Well, Michelin, looks like you're the man. You're a veteran explorer. But obviously, it won't be that. So, okay, we'll send them today. Oh, glad to accept your offer to appoint me as leader of the upcoming expedition to the West Seas. The thought of going on an adventure like this excites me. I'm grateful for your trust in my abilities. I promise I will not let you down. Yeah. Hey. What line of succession? Might accept. Yeah, Thomas, you got no reason to be here. Ambitious court servant. I want you to increase its resilience over there, as we'll send you there. But it'll cost you if you do that. Spent on rank and current phase. Will die and probably be gone. So don't make a habit of it. Just something you could do every once in a while. That's how we'll get rid of useless people. Send them to Greenland. Unless... Can you do that with prisoners? Wait, those who are not landed? Will not accept. As patrol, children are not adults yet. Ah, right. How about you? Wouldn't accept because 6 wants freedom. Don't you get it, people? It's the land of the opportunity, and it's the land of plenty. You know what? Give it a go ahead. Send Thomas out of here. The Englishman. Well, I have no use for him here. Get the resentment. Off you go. After some deliberation, I decided to heed your request, even though it's not an easy choice to make. I will now settle in the western settlement of Greenland as you wish. I thank you for this opportunity, and will do my best to contribute to the settlement there. Wish him the best. The resilience increased by 10. Very good. Hi. I was about to say, when do you do that option of organize hunting trip? What month does it fall on? Before May. Okay, remember that next time. Before May. We got horseshoes, which means our armies can move faster. Not fully English yet. Today is the day that the expedition I've organized will set off for Markland. I've come into the harbor in Norfolk. It's a good thing they know the coast. In Norfolk. Up here, in the Earldom of Norfolk. To bid him farewell. This expedition is led none other than Michelin, who I personally handpicked to be its leader. Hopefully my faith in his abilities will be well placed. Michelin reassures me that the crew is in good spirits, and that they are ready for this adventure. I can all hope that nothing goes wrong on the trip, and that he and his crew return to great success. Whether that is bountiful treasure, trade opportunities with locals, new discoveries, or something else. Safe journeys. This expedition will last roughly 1 to 2 years, during which it will go through 3 episodes. These episodes can have positive, negative, neutral outcomes that determines whether the expedition is considered success or failure. Sometimes the outcomes can be influenced by the expedition's leader's skills. Which is why I felt, well, I guess he's the most qualified, even though his traits are going to be going against for it. I mean, he is terrified of me. He is a veteran explorer. An aspiring merchant. Ever since we picked him up from sea, he's become quite an explorer himself. So, safe journeys. Shalom. Forgot to read the parts about episodes. A messenger bird brings me a message from Michelin, and with an update about his expedition to Markland. Apparently, according to his message, Michelin found what looked like a promising harbor to anchor their ships. They'd scarcely begun to approach the coastline when many arrows flew out of nowhere at them. The crew immediately rushed to leave the harbor. Fortunately, Michelin says they didn't have many serious casualties. Due to the frantics and the nature of the ambush, Michelin's crew only managed a few glimpses of their attackers. There are conflicting reports of what those attackers looked like. For example, some of the crew claimed these attackers were strange, one-legged beings who hopped around swiftly. Others say their crewmates misinterpreted the fierceness of their clearly human foes in the heat of the moment. Whoever those attackers were, They seem dangerous. Oh, this is a bad outcome. So, currently this expedition is 0 good, 1 bad episodes, including this one. If the expedition has more bad episodes than good, it will be considered as a failure. Due to this episode outcome, you might receive 1 or 2 more of the following the expedition returns home. Loss of gold, loss of prestige, loss of resilience. So as we know, that's just what I said. An expedition episode is divided into 3. I can have positive, neutral, and negative. Again, we send you out there, and I guess this is just bad luck, rather than something that could be used of his skills. Dynastic blackmail, son of a beeswax. Try to uncover the mastermind. King Azul's coronation in Germany. Oh, you're from the Kingdom of Germany. Germany and Lithuania together again. Honestly, I'd rather save my money for a university visit. And you know, universities can get expensive. And please remember, we no longer have the ability to raid. A messenger bird brings me a message from Michelin with an update about his expedition to Markland. Markland means the land of the forests, so it's a little surprised that people of Greenland occasionally visit this region to search for timber. In his message, Michelin says they encountered remnants of a logging camp. There is little doubt, based on the style of structures and tools they found, it was built by a similar expedition from Greenland or Europe some time ago. Michelin explains that this is quite fortuitous. This means that he and his crew can make use of leftover tools and supplies to locate and extract quality timber. This will save the valuable time and resources and allow them more efficiently harvest nearby timber. Excellent find. Good outcome. So, we're even now. Due to this episode's outcome, you might receive 1 more expedition returns home. Extra gold and an increase of its resilience. We'll see how this goes, whether we're going to get good or bad. Grand wedding. My money is going to be for university visit. Won't be long now. I would like to go on a grand tour for Majesty focus. Failed investigation. God damn it. More loss of prestige. But not loss of fame. That's different. $28 gold, 21 prestige, loss of piety. Middlesex is still not fully English yet. You fiend. You stay in prison till you die. Not letting you go. Archbishop of Utrecht, you speak my tongue. A messenger bird brings me a message from Michelin with an update about his expedition to Markland. Markland means on the force, so it's no surprise that the Overhaul occasion is visited for research for timber. In his message, it says they were doing routine timber harvesting along the forested coastline when disaster struck. While attempting to chop down a tree, a number of the expedition members were injured or killed when said tree fell on them. This is a serious interruption to the whole expedition, of course, and he has to Dedicate manpower and resources to tending to the injured. Is this the doing of Satan? Damn it! Okay, this was a bad expedition. Perhaps premature, since we were such in an exploratory mood. This is going to hurt us. Many treatises were written on honorable conduct in war, and those authors' eyes weren't on the line when they put pen to paper. I know from experience the best way to defeat my enemies is to ensure we only engage in battle on my terms. The question is, what terms would be most advantageous? I'll trick my enemies until we're extending. I've gathered my retinue together for some war games, eager to try out my idea of a Taberna route to lure my opponents to overextending. Once we split up the teams, I took care to show everyone just how yield just enough ground to trick the other side into moving out of position, without giving so much of a that the line would break. My new tactic worked flawlessly, allowing us to encircle the enemy team and force them to surrender. I await the day that I could use the trick in real battle. Keep doing. Gore's up here. We're getting a lot of stress lately. Neighboring room insulted me. Ireland's insulted me. I'll get you one day. Oh, hell. Harold is widely known in the circles. Pay homage. The ships we sent on our expedition marked no return. I went to meet Meshlam and asked him about the various adventures he had during the expedition. Unsurprisingly, there was much to tell. Unfortunately, it appears the expedition was ultimately a failure. The exodus was beset by a number of calamities. Meshlam did at least do his best to explore the frontier region and find new resources as well as friendly locals. In the end, we could not acquire any lasting advantages or information that would help the Greenland colony. And the expedition might have cost Greenland colony quite a bit in terms of resources and manpower. This was a very disappointing result. But, hey, at least we still got some money out of it from all that timber that you got. 25 trade experience and envoy. So, perhaps one day we'll give it another go. And that goes towards the subsistence phase. For future reference. We won't be able to do that again in another 10 years. Same for supporting Greenland. Gotta remind myself of this. Don't even try to build an outpost over there. That's gonna take luck. Something to think about in future. Keep the peace. Don't do anything. University student donates a lot of gold. The Pope paid me gold. Oh, you decided to go to Canterbury. You're more than welcome, Your Holiness. Now that you reminded me. I'm here to study, and I'm going to study hard. Cease not journey indeed. I'm already here. While you hold the kingdom of England, it's clear to everyone it is I who govern it. Its many plains and villages overseen by my bailiffs and my magistrates. Therefore, I'm laying claim to it. You are welcome to grant the title to me whenever you wish. Else, I'm sure it will fall to me in due time, one way or another. How dare you? As I'm leading class after a thief, a Thondusi class by Elthahan, my attention is drawn to the chaotic laughter and screaming coming from outside. Belfrith is leading a donkey along, singing its praise. A crowd of students replies, "Hee-haw, sire ass, hee-haw," after every line when he knows, "Join us, join us." Frown at his face speaks volumes and his thoughts about the whole matter. This is outrageous! Aced an assignment. Canterbury is often known for forever debates among teachers and students alike. After a particularly enlightening lecture from a teacher out there, I find myself dragged into one debate with another student. Belfrith. "No, you're making no sense. You're completely recited Philosopher's Point, You're completely delusional." I virus back with a corner of my eyes, see if there's a pensive look on his face. But, as the master said, convinced. A teaching at Canterbury takes place in most part in oral form. Students are encouraged to exercise their theoretical rhetorical prowess, to show their progress as they were learning in debates in front of their peers and teachers. Today, Ether has asked me to take up opposing sides on the topic of what planet should be considered as most important to discuss it out. Let me begin with the scriptures. As everyone knows, I won the debate. Students, we have a Steve Scapegoat join us today. My teacher, the Thyric, says, "Let us welcome Archbishop Geoffrey of England, almost story of Catholic doctrine in Canterbury." "Greetings," he starts solemnly while laughing. "Today we'll be exploring the metaphysical conundrums and how it connects to the nature of God." Just to straighten it back to procure because this is going to take a while. There's scribbled notes. Stressed out. Lately, it feels like I'm constantly distracted by the various thoughts and erotic fantasies. All the hardships of my everyday life. It's all too easy to lose myself in daydreams and forget about reality. These desires clearly fear my life, but what should I do about them? Oh no, not that faith. That's a Gnostic faith, where it's unrelenting, Gnostic, anachronism, no pilgrimages, food is purification, but they're fundamentalists. Doctrine is the same, for the most part. Maybe a different kind of outlook will help. Be athletic. Perhaps that'll help you. My in-depth studies in that Catholic doctrine and Canterbury confronted me with so many new questions, not all of which seem to have clear-cut answers. Some have contradictory explanations. Is faith supposed to be completed by reason or not? Does faith only deal with the unseen or not? Can we know what is unseen or not? Yes or no? There must be meaning in these contradictions. Can't make sense of it. Sign roll, 1 prestige, lose 13 piety. Listen to me, Elder Shoutsman. If you read between the lines of the Amos, then it's obvious. You just need a cabana shoe, hawk-shaped chest piece, and a chicken. All adhere to the principles of what geometric seems more apt to represent the divine. Trust me, it'll work. Perhaps it was a good idea to study for 36 hours straight. I don't have time for your nonsense. This has been such an amazing experience. When I left, I couldn't even imagine the number of wise men I'd studied at Canterbury. The depth of their thinking, the breadth of their research. Just being part of the same environment made me a much better person. With my new gained knowledge, I could make my way home very satisfied. On the other hand, my teacher had had such a great impression on me, I'd like to spend more time together. I need you to teach me more. Maybe perhaps with your boldness, maybe I have what it takes to go to explore. King George is about warfare. And I'll get to him that shows an excellent understanding of warfare that touches upon subjects of ancient military campaigns. That cover is wood, as a painted display a repeating image of a detailed boar. That reminds me. Don't I have something that relates to... No. You still have this damn thing. Get this because of different culture opinion. Okay. Living off the land. Organized march. We're getting somewhere. It's properly English now. We got room for another building. It has to be a military building. Regimental ground sounds very excellent. Do it. Archery practicer. Whispers persist about this character's deep love for archery. They can find solace and focus in the art of shooting arrows, spending hours holding their skills and perfecting their aim. Archery is not just a hobby for them. It's a meditative practice that allows them to conduct their inner self and find balance amidst the demands of the court. Stop! Organize a hunting trip to North Sator. Greenland's luxury exports are often acquired during hunts in North Sator, a remote region far north. I'll instruct my family's estate to recruit men to sail to North Sator next summer to get these valuable products, especially war's ivory. It's a difficult trek, but the rewards are immense. Base chance of succeeding is based on your stewardship, diplomacy, and the current struggle phase, the consolidation grid. It's estimated to be 64%, but this percentage can be increased if you hire more men and ships. If successful, you will receive a lump sum of at least 50 gold and possibly much more, depending on how much men and ships you are willing to hire, and the current struggle phase of the colonization of Greenland. When your men return in autumn, you may receive other boons like artifacts, modifiers, and more. High resilience increases chances of better results and the maximum gold you can gain, while low resilience decreases these two bonus. High networks reduces the cost of this decision, while low networks decreases it. Because the colonization grid is currently in the settlement or integration phase, taking this decision will only decrease both Greenland's resilience and networks by a random amount, from 0 to 3 up to 5 in the major, and 10 to the great hunt. This is just going to be one time, just to show you people how this works. Now for historical context. Greenland supplied the majority of ivory used in medieval European art. Most wars had to be hunted in Disco Bay, hundreds of miles north of the Norse settlements. In summer, when Arctic waters were safer, Greenlanders involved in the hunting thus had a small window of time, a few weeks, to sail up, kill and decapitate the walrus as their corpses were too large to carry on small boats, and bring the tusks back home in time to assist with the autumn harvest. The Greenland colony was a few thousand people at most of the time, so every able-bodied person's contribution was needed. State before May. Minor hunt. So you gain anywhere from 50 to 200 if it succeeds. No effect on chances of success. For a major hunt, pair a decent number of ships. 50 to 250 gold if it succeeds. 25% base amount. Increases the chance of success by plus 10%. Or a great hunt. If from 50 to 300 gold, if the hunt succeeds, 50% of base amount. Increases the chances of success by 20%. 64% chance initially, now go up 84%. I like those odds. It's hunting time. Every year, groups of Greenlanders sail to Nordseto, a region along Greenland's western coastline, far to the north of Greenland's settlements where walrus are often gathered. This is where most of Greenland's walruses are hunted, and it's thus a crucial source of Greenland's wealth. This year, I instructed my estate in Greenland to organize one such hunt in Nordseto. It will take some time for them to do so, but it should be done by summertime when the hunt starts. The hunting parties depart from Greenland's to the north. Now we're going to see what the results will be. Organize a hunting party and they will depart in June. Every summer, men from the Greenland colony sail to Nordseto, a region along Greenland's western coastline far to the north of Greenland's settlements where walrus are often gathered. This is when most of Greenland's walrus are hunted, thus crucial source of its wealth. My family stayed in Greenland and finished gathering the men and supplies for one such was here. I received word that the crews just set sail for Nordseto. Let's hope they come back with any walrus tusk. Trip will return around August. I think this is a bug, because it's not supposed to happen right now. But we'll see. Alright. Golden Age. My work is done. I done exactly as I said it would be. Heard the scorn of my detractors and said I would fail when I swam off. But I proved them wrong. The voice of my doubters has changed, and now grant me the honor they once thought beyond my reach. A new day is upon us, and a stronger England stands ready to meet it. Yes. Now, where's the hand? Of course, that means that penalty's still there, because the domain limit is going to go up anytime soon. Well, that would mean I would have to take more active on getting this, so no longer in a regency. One day, sister, I'm going to send you in one of those expeditions. to get yourself matrimonially married, because Lord knows you'll need it. Ah, a card. For the prestige. Just want you married. These Palabian half-siblings of mine. I'm drawn to the nearby church by faint claps of worshippers. They speech God for good fortune. It's been some time since I had the opportunity for prayer and reflection. What should I focus on in the years to come? Prosperity for our family is of utmost importance. Despite the domain limit, we still have excellent income. Do we have a court architect? No. Slim you the man. Take it easy on that. No bodyguards, are you mad? And you need a jester. Sister, you be the jester. 'Cause I have stress issues. See, it's way too damn early. I received a report from my family's estate of Greenland. A hunting trip we've organized in order to return to Walrus Ivory. The big question is whether we made a reasonable return on investment in this endeavor. Anyways, based on results of the hunt, the hunters we hired collected enough for us to sell for 129 gold to various merchants in markets and ports throughout the North Atlantic. There were no other notable events to occur in that hunting trip. The hunters can now resume their normal lives in Greenland. So I'm gonna make some money off it. Sorry about that. It's just a one-time thing, just to show you people what that's like. My old home territory. Give it. Same's gonna happen in Middlesex. It'll be up there one day. So you gotta prepare for saving your money for that. Hit and run. Now that we have the money, let's get rid of these old siege weapons. Replace them. And build it up all the way. There we go. That's just for preparation for future conflicts. Damn bloody pirates. What a tune at court, Emma had taken the sword of a young girl thrown in a nearby cave. My ward was there and saw it all happen. Wolfhelm got hold of the household guards and forced them to go in the cave. Emma was terrified, screams could be heard for several minutes before she emerged at the door. It seems when Wolfhelm thinks something the right thing to do, but won't stop till it makes it happen. Your will be done, child. It's been a good while since saw my old heartthrob is, even after all these years. Thought of her as the subject of my childhood infatuation occupies my mind in the midnight hours. She's a woman now, and I cannot help but feel myself reach for my quill when I think of her. Perhaps I ought to make my feelings known. But she's a married woman to a man who's incapable. Well. I'll confess my love for her. You want to leave your husband who's in a coma? It seems my feelings remain to be one way. She seems to be entirely uninterested in me as a lover, and I'm left heartbroken. Seduce her while that man is incapable? Because what happened to him? I don't know, but my old child love. I'll tell you what. How about you come over and you could bring your people with you. I like how their caravan master and their physician will also go with them. Well, I'm never going to get his approval, but... I'll pay for your travel expenses. Come on over. Perhaps she may be persuaded. That's another thing. I gotta pay attention to guests now instead of ignoring them all the time. Because, you know, for Greenland, in case I need to send someone over. Hey, he's incapable. Tries them. My affections of my Courtiers still elude me. I can still feel it in sunny gray. When I tilted the door, my ward will find. There is succeeding my courtier. A little nudge. Perhaps one would sing of my virtues and prove that I have a way but shown that anyone would find irresistible. Let's do it. Nice to send him. I'm talking my affection, and in no time at all, she's looking over me with a smile on her face. She speaks of my young one. What a wonderful child. Mind you, he's blind. Flattery. Keep in mind, she is wheezing. She's got a dragon-like demeanor. Yes, and I make our way through the castle town in London. As we come upon the square with a lovely fountain, we stop to take a bustling activity around us, and our entourage momentarily fading in the background. Remember that time come on. Remember our childhood things we did? I spent hours reminiscing about the past and playing our hypothetical figures here. The rest of August time that I'm a cooked I cannot help that some of my playful theories return around. She's truly an amicable woman. And we need to save our money for a keep, which is going to be a lot. You want to upgrade it further? Go ahead. But please save your money a little more. You may never know. In case those pirates strike again. Or something like this. Oh, it's only 150. See? Don't go spend crazy. General opinion don't like me of being an archer practicer. We'll never accept going there. Is married or betrothed, that's one thing. I tend to get dance, not so because I'm the lord of the castle, as I want to say is out there. She looks splendid. We finally have a moment to ourselves offer my suggestion. Join me in the circle for the next dance, my lady. Spinning across the floor together, turning heads as we laugh to our heart's content. What an evening we have. Smoldering chemistry. Westminster Abbeys in Brentford. Not till high medieval. Was crowned right here in London, but Westminster Abbey's over there. This temple's got a fort level as well, because siege workshops. That's the reason. Same for the city. Needs urbanization, which is a high medieval, or if you want to build a London Bridge. Somebody damn failed simulation, failed judgment. Good. They're dead. Here comes the seduction. People, there's so many claims laying on me. Prominent in my eye. What took you so long? Sheikh Jaffa. Alright, go to Brentford next. Keep it up. Oh crap, my letter ball! As the shadows lengthen, it's a darkness beneath the castle wall waiting for me. She comes towards me, hesitating at first, and eagerly her breath quickened as I pulled her close and shade of the wall we make love, patrolling God's oblivious to our passion. Once more. Lay with her. This does not mean I could send her out west, because she wouldn't want to leave me. You know, close to Liege. He would love us now, but the thing about it is, this man, he don't know nothing. Enamored. No, not like that. We already did that. Hey, let's say you want to get rid of this guy in the coma. So that way we could be married. Excommunication will not do because the man's just a cable and he seemed to be virtuous. He's temperate. I want that man gone. She can be convinced. What else can he do? Should be a good infiltrator. So what say, my love? You want to dump this goof? Because we'll make you an infiltrator. I'm laughing because this is absurd. Okay, a bribe then. All we need is some good assassins. Ah, brother-in-law. Of course, my friend, King of France. Nanya Frisia. Leverage your pious reputation of staging. Here's some goddamn money. And Hilla, my Jewish friend, although we're not quite friends as much as, yeah, you don't like me because differences of faith and among other things. I'll even think about improving the economy a little once we think about getting more court luxuries so these vassals and courtiers can stop complaining about shit. Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. One more thing. Support scheme. Let me think. Isn't there one of those corpses that can help increase the scheme? Aha! Food taste. Be careful. There's a powerful agent in hostile schemes against the Liege. But he's one of the good ones. Hostile scheme potential. Brew poisons. It does help big time. Huh, why didn't I have that before? Oh, by the way, the Keeper of the Swans thing is unique. Court precision. Because I believe that only exists if you are the King of England, I think. It's a rare court position. Might be some dangerous game. Help me out with this. I keep forgetting about this thing. mean, he's not long for this world. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of him. So I could take in a lover. Yes, it's too distant nowadays. You can't raid your own vassals? What are you? Too distant. There's Wales. Insignificant. Too distant. The Duke drowned. Good. Never liked him. Disgusted hatred and all that. But don't forget you're a bit stressed. Give him this. Build it up here. And this. Should hold a feast one day. Paid to... He's in Canterbury. We should consider holding a feast. To get the opinion of everybody up. And as well as you should consider creating duchy titles instead of having all these counts and earls and things like that. So it'll make it more sensible instead of leaving it decentralized like that. Been so preoccupied with Greenland and all that. Indifferent observer. Am I? Or is it this character? He is. Well, remember, he's incapable right now. Yipe, pregnant. I would like to get her married right away. Come on, hurry up! This is silly. I just married my childhood sweetheart. We can end him now, but not now. Hey, where are you going? Yes, here to discover and all that. Ill. Oof. But hey, have fun exploring. Oh yes, the blind boy. You, yeah. Powerful boar in Hertfordshire. Should do that in the next episode. Go hunting. As I said, I want to be more active in the next episode. She's pregnant for 8 months, 9 months. Come on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cold humor, flu, minor consumption. Okay, do it! Tell him! Gavel's finally dead. A thorn in my side no longer. Thank God. His days of glory is long behind him. He had clung to life so long, so desperately and vainly, I believe what my agent did was nothing more than an act of mercy. Gamal was just an empty shell. Is that really even murder? Thankfully, there will always be whispers of my involvement in crime that remains unknown. Again, he was incapable. So his official cause of death is under suspicious circumstances, but he was incapable. Again, you're not going to send her out. My childhood sweetheart. Even though she has a wheezing cough and it's possible they may get inherited. But, there's no time for a grand wedding. We gotta get married now. Oh, Queen, it's my honeycomb. I think that I can embrace you openly now. With all the blessing of Saint Bridget and the people around us, I am the happiest man alive. Come here, old wife of mine. She was born just yesterday after, let's see. When did he die? 14. Oh, he was able to give birth and then just died. They will never know whose child this was. There's no longer a size down with my wife. Just give her to a daughter. We both know that I am her father. Thankfully, Esther kept it quiet about me. But no one else knows true, at least for now. Exposed to disputed heritage. I must be careful about this. She's not officially mine. With my marriage, the Queen expects us to throw a extravagant wedding celebration. So am I right to collect the royal duty as part of this? Some may consider it tasteless to levy extra checks to time trimmers. Of course I will collect it. We'll pay for our own wedding. Alright. That's how we do it. We'll invest here, and then in future we'll invest in that. And so in the next episode will be a little more the same, but we'll soon be going on the offensive. To be more active during both activities and in war. To get some major claimant wars, to get some enclaves. And England will be fully united. And all that. Oh, and also that as well, that's gone independent. This belonged to some Croatian land. So I guess for starters, it's going to be you. So, I hope people enjoyed this episode, as this was a bit of a slow burn. But expect me to get better from the illness. I'm going to be around for a while, so who knows? Maybe I'll live to 105 like Grandma. So, we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.